Hello, everyone. It's Drake. So, I've been getting a lot of comments and questions on the channel about, I talk about planning magic. I talk about how I plan out my workings in this. In fact, for those who don't know, I have a workshop coming up in July on that magical planning and life planning. Which, if you're interested, head over to workingdragonmystic.com and you can sign up for that workshop. Or if you're one of our supporters over on Locals, you will actually get access to the workshop for free as being just a supporter of Working Dragon Mystic and the work we do. However, the question at hand is I do a lot of planning. I talk about planning. They seem to indicate I do not talk about what do you do when your life goes to pot, when everything's spinning out of control, it's going chaotic. And they're bringing this up because to them and a lot of people, by and large, day to day or week to week, let's be honest, things rarely go as we plan, does it? It doesn't. It never does. I know it doesn't here at Working Dragon Mystic. And that is a fair point. We also talk about adapting. And these are great topics that I do think we need to talk about more here on this channel. So I wanted to go ahead and start here with this video right now because people, we had the opportunity to implement this just yesterday here at the Working Dragon Mystic office. Hello, Amar. Good to see you. Greetings from, hey, mugs up to you. Thank you very much. Didn't know I got as far as Denmark. That's pretty cool. So yesterday, we're doing some updates and everything. I'm doing some lives, some supporter only lives, and some publics over on Locals, right? And literally midstream, power's out. Boom. Well, crap. Okay, where I'm at, power flickering ain't no thing. I was like, give it 5 minutes. I'll just let the community know. No biggie. 5 minutes passed, nothing. 10 minutes passed, nothing. 20 minutes passed, nothing. 30 minutes passed. I was like, okay, hold on. So I updated them via the phone. My phone was working. So I updated them, apologized, power outage, and I looked it up. This happened around noon, and they're not even predicting my power to come back up till about 3:30. I was like, okay. And truth be told, my power didn't come on until like 7 or 8 o'clock last night. So we were there for 7, 8 hours, no electricity at all. Now, my entire game plan, my entire work day plan, just straight in the crapper. And I could have complained about this. I could have bitched. I could have moaned. I could have complained easily. Have I worked with the Gem Kings? Depends on what you mean. I've heard that term used in different ways. Some people use it for the Goetic Kings. In that case, yes. I have worked with Jin, not overly deeply, but I've also, so I can't actually be certain I've worked with the Jin Kings truly. I'd have to check some of my journals on that one. My apologies. So, that being said, what I did, because like I said, my day just got shot. It went to pot, right? I could have bitched and complained and moaned about it, but instead I looked at what I could do, right? Now I know two things. I'm working on the Norse Magic course that's going to be releasing. I'm working on Fae Pathworkings, which are going to be releasing. Fae Pathworkings may be supporter only. We'll see. But in working with them, I always contact them, and then there's personal ritual work I could do. And I just realized power's out. All the notes here, everything's digital. I can't do any of that. So I'm going to have to do something. I literally took that opportunity. All right, got the office, everything quiet. I'm going to do some ritual work. I'm going to do some talking with Odin. I'm going to reach out to Freya. I'm going to do some of these things. I'm going to reach out to the dragons because also starting to begin work on Dragon Magic 103. This is one of the things we need to learn to do. Yes, we plan. Yes, we make plans. But we also have to learn to adapt to a situation where that situation, if it doesn't go as planned, if the plan goes off the rails, we, in our pursuit of self-mastery and self-empowerment, must maintain the power to maintain control of our situation when the plan doesn't go as intended, right? If everything that we thought's going to happen just goes whoop, spins out of control and it's completely not there, we still must have the ability to adapt to the situation, maintain control of mind and thought, and still proceed forward to the best of our abilities without letting the situation take our power away. When I say take our power away, what's that mean? If it's overly stressing you, if it's getting you emotional till you're not thinking clearly, if you seriously cannot adapt to the situation because it didn't go as planned, and since it didn't go as planned, you're just completely scattered. That's something we as magicians need to work on. We don't ever want to find ourselves in that situation where it's all going spinning out of control and we can't think clearly, whether it's emotional, mental, it doesn't matter. We need to have that adaptability in there. Yes, we need to learn planning skills, but we also need to learn adaptability. Whether it be something as simple as a power outage or whether it be a much larger situation. I mean, there have been times where I've been in the woods. I've got a lot of rituals planned. It's all set up, right? Beautiful weather on the forecast. I'm setting up, I'm getting it ready, I'm stoking the fire. And then what happens? A thunderstorm blows in out of freaking nowhere. And I'm surrounded by trees. I have no way out of the woods. And seriously, no shelter, no nothing. There's plenty of lightning and a monsoon downpour of rain. I am in what one would call a threat zone, right? You don't want to be out in that, especially in the woods. Widow makers could get hit by lightning, drop on your head. The wind can knock them on your head. The wind itself is a shelter problem because the shelter I brought was designed for, guess what? A perfectly sunny weather. So I had to adapt to the situation. I had to adapt to the change. And in that adapting, part of my adapting was first, let's secure the camp. Let's figure out what I can do to keep my ass alive to get out of here in the morning, right? Survive the storm. The second thing, once that was done, well, now I'm hunkered down for a storm, however long it's going to be here. That particular one lasted a while. So I had to adapt my workings, even the planned workings. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm in the woods. I'm going to go ahead and do these workings, but I'm going to adapt them to the situation instead of doing them as I thought I'd be doing them, and I adapted them. We have to be adaptable as we do our planning as well, people. Let's see here. We got a few people in chat. Our Dragon, good to see you. I can't be sure I've worked with those. So I apologize on that one, MR. I really cannot be sure. I'd have to check my journal. It has been a long time since I've worked with Jen. Very important. About groundhog burrow. Good hiding spot for falling timber. Well, if you can find one, that's pretty good. But where I was, there's not a lot of groundhog burrows. And if you're going climbing into a random hole, you got to be careful. Fire ants, copperheads, even alligator snapping turtles. Got to be careful crawling in random holes out there. I'd actually rather take my chances with the lightning than the alligator turtles and the fire ants, personally speaking. So yeah. But yeah, that's a fair question. I mean, if you can find some natural shelter, absolutely, it's possible. Luckily for me, I usually when I go out in the woods, I do have a tarp. I got some shelter options. I hadn't planned on using them more bushcraft style, but you know, situation changed. We had to overcome and adapt, didn't we? Let's see, Amir, I've enrolled in 2 of your courses. You are a great teacher, but I wonder where you have learned. Convenjegfra. I don't know how you're spelling it. Convenjegfra. That sounds familiar. Like I use a lot of different incantations, and I don't remember them all, especially on site. Trying to think if this one's might be in the evocation course. But I want to say all the incantations in my courses should all be taught to me from entities specifically. Um, if you want my honest recollection, there may be one or two in there I'm forgetting. Because one incantation I have used and I've shared with students, it's not mine, and I don't think I've put it in any of my courses. And if I did, I would have accredited it. Crap, I can't even remember it. It's one of EA Coeding's incantations, and I cannot even think of it right now. So, yeah, it's been so long since I've even used that one. I can't even think of how you would say it. It ain't that one though. So yeah, that one would have been taught to me by an entity. All the ones I put in the courses come from entities directly. So I'd have to check a lot of my notes to be very specific on where that one came from. Apparently, I need to do more of these spontaneous live streams because you guys just jump in here and got great questions. But thank you for the compliment about the teacher thing. I do my best. What about bushcraft magic? Oh, yeah, there's definitely an area of bushcraft magic we could talk about. And I may actually have to start doing a few videos on that because I love it. I was actually part of the power outage yesterday. I was actually working with my bushcraft bag over here. See, America, it's Danish and it's in the it is in the evocation course. Thank you. It's Danish. I did not know it was Danish. That's pretty cool, actually. At least I don't have any recollection of anyone ever telling me it was Danish. I think I've tried to get it translated. I don't know if I've ever been able to get anything found out of it. If I may ask, Amir, if it's Danish, what does it mean? Because unless it's in a journal right now at this moment, I do not remember what it means. But I don't. Have you ever worked with Persian or Arabic magics? I don't think so. I think the closest would be any of the gen systems that I worked with, but that would be the closest. I don't personally think, as far as specifically Persian or Arabic systems, that I have. And I want to clarify because there are some people who want to say Arabic, Abrahamic, Kabbalic kind of interweave. I don't really consider that an interweaving. So if you consider any of those traditions specifically Arabic or Persian, I don't. So I would still say I haven't. They just don't feel enough of that culture to me, but I don't think I have in any way. My apologies. I honestly, a good chunk of my practice is definitely on the Western magic side. In truth, it's what I had access to. Remember, I'm a very old coot. Well, I'm not old. I'm Gen X. So the easy access of information is something very new. I am blessed in that I have found a lot of mentors and individuals who were willing to teach me and to share information. And as the internet came up, my curiosity, I was able to dive into it, obviously. But some of these areas of magic, I have to weigh curiosity over practicality and application. Just like everybody, only got so much time in a day, right? So yeah, it's just one of those areas where not so much. Literally, calm friend I am from. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So it's actually inviting them in as a friend. See, okay, I like that. Cool. I thought you was going to tell me it meant something else because I always try to be uber respectful with entities. That's really cool. Thank you. See, you are a great magician and a great guy. I want to tell you this. Really appreciate your stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad I can be of a help. I just do the best I can do and be the best person I can be. Sometimes I fail at that. I can be a real ass, but I do the best I can. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Bushcraft, but I'm looking at that bushcraft magic ideal. That would be kind of a good one. because there's different things like you could do, and you got me thinking in a whole new line of magic now. Because a lot of things, like I use a lot of runic magic, especially when I'm out bushcrafting and stuff, because it's so easy, especially Golder. Which as we get into the Norse magic course, I'll probably go into some of that. But I'm also thinking, cordage is like a super, like I don't know a single bushcrafter or camper who doesn't use cordage. Like it's like one of the first things you think about. And cord magic and so many different things that you could do with cord magic. Like you could literally build up a ridgeline with enchantments on it, because ridgelines already naturally are going to have a few knots in it. You could actually do some knot magic and cord magic with your ridgeline. And if you make your own toggles, like from wood, you could even work in some magic into your toggles. So I'm actually, yeah, you know what? Rainbow, we're going to have to go down this little rabbit hole here and do some thinking, because I definitely want to go into some more thoughts on this. And I am looking for a pen, because we are going to go ahead and jot down a note in my handy dandy notebook here. Because I can think of a lot of ways that it would work and things that I've done in the past, not specifically anything that went into long-term use journals or nothing, but that would be a great little series in my mind. Huh? Who'd have thunk it? Thank you. We'll definitely look deeper into that. Let's see. Since you do a lot of Norse magic, you should come to Denmark. There are a lot here and would boost your magic. Oh, I have no doubt. I would love to visit Denmark. And honestly, me and the wife would love to do some traveling. Not going to lie. At this time in our life with work and stuff, it's not really in the bag. But I would definitely say Denmark and Scandinavian areas and stuff like that are definitely on my travel list when I do get the time and to do so. Right now, time is my big issue. It really is. Work schedule, it's the problem. So yeah, I definitely want to get out there. I really do. It's one of my top areas to hit. See the sights, get out there. Yeah, we keep talking about when we're going to do it. And part of it, let's be honest, let's admit it. Part of it is we actually got to sit down and make the decision to actually do it too. Because if we could, like, if we set it up and just sat down, like we're doing this, I think both her and I could weasel the time. I might have to look into that. I would have to look into that. I would. All right. So I just wanted to pop in here real quick, though, and talk about that as far as, a lot of people this day and age, if something goes to skew, they don't get the ability to do it the way they want to, that just throws them off entirely. But we as magicians, we have to adapt. And in some cases, some path workings, you're required to do daily work. And if you have a bad day, stub your toe, or something goes wrong, you still got to do the work, and you got to be able to adapt to the situation. And a lot of us also fall victim to if the ritual isn't exactly precise, then we can't do it at all. And I know there's a lot of traditions that actually do teach that. But anyone who's taken my courses, you all will know I don't subscribe to that. The path workings I teach, they're very flexible. And because of that, it allows the magician to truly embrace their power. And if you're able to adapt to the situation, then any of the magic in those courses can be adapted just as easily. And that is one of the beauties of what I love about what the entities have been teaching me and what I've been able to share. Because I think above all else, this channel really does come down to self-mastery and self-empowerment. and adaptability to a situation is very much that. Um, and I mean, it's kind of funny. A lot of people laugh when I say this, but I would say that my training in bushcraft skills and the like, um, in a lot of ways, has gone farther to help me in magic than anywhere else, because you learn to look at the situation, adapt to the situation, keep calm, keep logical, and understand that an item or a skill can have a varied, broad expanse of uses, and to use it to its maximum efficiency in all scenarios. And I think we really, 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 really got to get there with the way we view magic as well. So don't be surprised if I start popping on here with a few random thoughts of adaptability in magic, or daily life just spinning out of control, because I don't know a person whose life doesn't go belly up occasionally. Let's be honest. Um, Natural shit shows are kind of what life is, right? Um, and you got to tackle what life throws at you one way or the other. So that's just my 2 cents on that. And yeah, if you are here, press that like button. If you're seeing this after I'm live, press that like button. It certainly helps the channel out. We need all the help we can get. Small channels on YouTube just are not getting the traction and the pushing that they used to get. We just don't bring in the advertising dollars, I guess. Let it be what it be. So definitely give us a like. Drop a comment, say hello. Definitely help the channel out. All right, everybody, you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you Sunday for Magical Coffee Hour. If you are over on Locals, I do know Jade is doing a video coming Friday to Locals on how our thoughts affect our magic. I personally am looking forward to that presentation, so I'll probably be jumping in and watching it as well. Till then, everybody, take care, and I'll see you later.